Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg, back on location with my friend Aaron, who gave me 2 props today after I asked and begged and pleaded, because we're going to be talking about soup. So you need a ladle, you need a spoon for trying things. Where's the soup?
Right in front of us.
But how am I going to use these if I can't?
Well, we didn't make homemade soup today.
That's okay. But I bet you after we talk with Aaron today, we're going to get inspired on just how to enjoy soup this time of year. When we have taping this, by the way, it was super cold. So, like, this feels right now. But soup could be all the time of year, at different times. But today we're really focused on protein with the soup, which is very interesting to me. This one got me turned on to protein, high protein everything. So I'm really excited to listen about this, because when I think of soups, and especially soups in a can, I think like high sodium, shouldn't probably eat it. Oh,
they tend to be low protein.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Right.
Where is the benefit besides it's warm, it's Wisconsin, and you want soup?
Right, that's so true. Well, Progresso has some really great high protein soups now. So they range from about 15 grams of protein to 24 grams of protein per can. So we'll talk about a few different options and some of the extra benefits. You really want to look for those vegetables in your soup to get those micronutrients, and also lentils too. So lentils are considered a vegetable as well, but they also give you that high protein.
So when you send people down the soup aisle and they are looking forward to enjoying some of that soup, like what are those things that stand out to you that if when we didn't have our high protein stuff that you're going to be like, try? I mean, you just kind of said a few of them, but
right.
But if somebody was like, well, I only like chicken noodle, like, what are you going to tell them?
Sure. So we can definitely enjoy our favorite classic soups by adding additional sides to our soup, right? So when we're looking at soup, we want a lower sodium soup. It is really hard to find unless you're making your own. So really good rule of thumb is to eat only half the can. I know that's very difficult to do.
That just hurts me when you said that earlier today, and now you said it again.
But then we can add some beneficial sides. So you could do a side salad. You could have some whole wheat crackers on the side, have an apple on the side. So really plus up your soups.
It's interesting. I would have never thought to do a half of a can, like that's even an option. But mixing it up with some of those extra things to kind of meet in the middle, so to speak, sounds not too bad. Let's talk about some of the soups too, because I think people do want to know, like, how can you mix this like high protein with a soup? Like, what does that mean?
Right, exactly. So starting off, we have our hearty grain vegetable protein soup, and that one I'm going to pair with some whole wheat crackers. So really good vegetables in there. Great vitamins and minerals, giving you good support for the winter illnesses coming around, right?
Gotta like that.
Yep. Next up is our Mediterranean style lentil soup. So those lentils are gonna give you really good high protein. I would add a little bit of plain Greek yogurt to that soup. It makes it a little bit more creamier, and you're adding protein.
So protein on top of protein.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then I'd also pair some Benito's chips. So these are protein and fiber packed tortilla chips. If you don't have Benito's, go with a whole grain tortilla chip.
I really like tortilla chips. I sat down and said, hey, I really want to have like tortilla chips. She's like, you want to try these?
Yeah, we got those options. All right, next up we have our Southwest black bean soup. And with that, you can add pumpkin. Right?
This is pumpkin.
I'm not
pumpkin.
kidding.
Why?
I'm not kidding. We can add a pumpkin. It's really great vitamins and minerals, right? Our vitamin A really helps to protect us against those illnesses in the winter, and vitamin C as well. But then it's also going to give a little bit more flavor, a little bit more creaminess too.
I'm keeping the spoon down for that one, but that's okay.
I'm
willing to try for anything at once, I guess, so to speak. All right.
And then lastly, we have our chickpea and noodle soup. So with that, I'd pair it with a side salad. You can grab one of the chopped salads. Maybe you want to add some side carrots, maybe those crackers again, or a side of apple too.
All right, so we can mix these things up, make it work out pretty good. If you are going to challenge yourself to making some soup on your own front, where would you say, like, pick up on some, items, so to speak, or some things to consider? So from the broth to the veggies to whatever, what would you suggest?
Absolutely. So there's so many different ways to make healthful soups at home. I always start with a low sodium or no salt added broth. You can do chicken or beef or vegetable broth. That's no or low salt added. I'd start there, and then from there, add your vegetables, add some lean proteins, chicken, lentils, beans, all of the above, and really just make it really hearty and flavorful for you and your family.
And finally, if you want that grilled cheese and soup, or that some type of sandwich pairing, I think what you've got here for pairings probably works out pretty darn good. But definitely think of some alternatives,
Right?
Because you can still get the crunch from that, or the
Exactly.
cheese, from whatever. But
Make some homemade croutons with like a sourdough bread, some cheddar cheese, a little bit of garlic, roast it in the oven, and now you have some delicious croutons to go on top of your soups.
all right, well, minus the pumpkin that's here, we can probably enjoy soup, all times of the year. And based on these pairings, I mean, I think you can mix up something pretty good. And the benefit of protein, just because you are seeing a lot more products like, hey, this has got a lot of protein. What does that mean for the person who didn't know anything about that? Sorry, Nick.
So protein is really important to keep us fuller longer and to, really support our bodies. Just
Yeah.
overall, it's a macronutrient. It's important for giving us nutrients and calories and keeping us fuller longer. That paired with our fiber in our vegetables or lentils in those soups, really good option for lunch.
All right, well, there you have it. The soup queen here has just given you everything you need to know about soup, high protein soup, and moderation, of course.
Always.
Moderation. That's her favorite word. I don't know why. But if people do want to sit down with you, ask some more questions, or find the pumpkin piece right here, very interesting, how can they get in contact with you?
Yep. Go to Hy-Vee.com/health and find your dietitian team, or swing by one of our stores in the Madison area and look for me.
I can imagine me trying this soup right now. And like, that's very interesting, Erin. No, just
You'll
kidding.
like it.
I think it actually does sound pretty good, so definitely give it a try. Thank you so much, Erin, for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you.